Hello, for BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Nathan Lenahan, and I'm here with Superintendent Randy Lords, Jr. He's the superintendent over the Madison School District 321, and he was recently named the Idaho Superintendent of the Year. Superintendent Lords, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, I want to just congratulate you on your achievement of becoming Superintendent of the Year for Idaho. That's something pretty big.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. You know, having an honor granted to you like this is not done by yourself. I've been fortunate to live in an amazing community. Here in Rexburg, we have a lot of amazing people, parents, our student body, our teachers, our school board, my leadership team at the district, my family. So it takes a lot of people to be able to do what I do, and they're all right there helping receive this honor.
Yeah, that's great. So before I get into more of your work about what you've done as superintendent and questions like that, just want to get some background information. So how long have you been the superintendent for?
So I've been the superintendent for 5 years.
5 years. All right. And how long have you been working in education?
So I've been in education almost 34 years. Well, 31 years. 31 years. I have to remember. I've been married 35, in education 31.
All right. And was there a particular reason that you wanted to go into education? Anything in your life that inspired you to do that?
So I got into education for a couple of reasons. I wanted to be able to make a difference in lives like teachers had done for me. I wanted to be involved in teaching. I really like to teach. And then coaching. I spent part of my career as a high school baseball coach and coached football. And so those were really what I wanted, kind of the area. I had no intention early on of being a principal or a superintendent.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And so how much of your education career have you been here in the Madison School District?
21 years.
21 years of it. And if you could, just like you said, were a coach and have done different things, what was your journey essentially to be superintendent? Like, where did you start and what careers did you do in between that?
Sure. I started my teaching career at Shelley High School. I was a PE teacher and a head baseball coach in Shelley, and I taught there for 4 years. And then Lane Hemming, a member of the community here, was the principal at the high school at the time, and recruited me to come up to Madison. And at the time, I wasn't sure I wanted to do that, but I went home, told my wife, and like all good husbands would do, she says, "Oh, I loved Rexburg. I loved my time at Ricks College. We should move to Rexburg." So I went back and told Mr. Hemming that I would take the job. And so we moved here, and I taught for 4 years at Madison High School. I taught government and history. And then I was hired to be the assistant principal at Madison High School. Did that for 3 years. Then I was asked to move to the junior high. And I thought at the time, I must be in trouble if I've had to move from the high school to the junior high. I must have messed up somewhere. But after being the assistant principal there for a year, I was asked to be the principal and spent 10 years as the junior high principal, and 10 of the best years of my career. The junior high age students, people think I'm a little weird, a little off plumb, but it was just a fun age group to be with. And I feel like at the junior high age, that's when they make a lot of decisions. They make decisions on who they're going to be. Just a lot of life decisions in that junior high age. So I really enjoyed that. Then from there, I was hired to be the assistant superintendent in the Madison School District and spent 5 years as the assistant. And then the superintendent retired, and the school board asked if I would be interested in being the superintendent. It's a great school district, so I didn't have any hesitation.
Oh, that's great. And working as assistant under the superintendent, did that help prepare you for the job a lot?
It did. In education, it's one of those things that until you actually do it, I don't know that people know what they do. As a classroom teacher, people think, you just teach a classroom, but there's a lot that goes into that. As a principal, people think, I know what the principal does, but you don't. And so, as the assistant superintendent, I was able to learn what the superintendent does and try and sharpen my skills in that area.
And you've spent a lot of time in the school district, so how much has it changed since when you started in the Madison School District to where it's at now?
Yeah, that's a great question. Probably our population is probably the biggest change with the change here at BYU-Idaho going from Ricks College to BYU-Idaho. Mm-hmm. It's increased our population. You know, back in the day, Madison High School would have been a a 4A or a 3A type size school. Now they're one of the biggest schools in the state, a 6A school. And so I think that just shows the growth we've seen. And then with that comes both the positives and the negatives that come with growth. In our school district, we're focusing a lot on early literacy, K-3 literacy and reading. That's one of the goals we've set as a school district, is to improve reading and focus on reading. Over the last 10 years or so, in the homes in America, we used to have about 3/4 of the families read to their children at night. In the last 10 years, that's dropped to about 1/4 of the population read to their students. And parents reading to their kids, whether it's a traditional parent home with mom and dad or if it's a single parent home, it matters. And so we focus a lot on that in Madison School District. And then we recognize that AI is going to be something that's part of our daily operation. And we can either be afraid of it or we can embrace it, learn it. And so that's what we're doing as a district, is trying to learn it, understand it, and find the best way to have our students use it, because we recognize that jobs that our students are going to have probably haven't even been created yet.
Right.
And so if we can prepare them that way, that's two focuses we have.
Yeah, that's definitely something that happens with every new technology. People are really scared of it and don't want anything to do with it, but it's going to be part of the future, just like it has been with computers and all of that.
Yeah. I started as a high school student when I think we had the first Apple computer come out, and it folded up and you had little hinges on the side to lock it. And so where we've come from there to now I've just aged myself, but yeah.
Yeah. And so you talked about the importance of parents being involved in literacy for students. So has parent and community involvement been a big part of what you've pushed for as superintendent?
Yes. Here in Madison School District, that's one of our strengths, is parent involvement. We have some amazing parents that are involved in their child's education, and that's what we want as a school district. We want to involve our parents and make sure that they're part of that process. And it helps. That's what helps make Madison School District the success that we're fortunate to have.
Mm. And so as you've been superintendent, what is something that you're most proud of that you've done, that you've accomplished for the district? I don't really consider it things that I've accomplished.
Yeah,
I think it's you've been a part of.
Yeah, things that I've been a part of. I think Madison High School, the new high school being built out on University Boulevard, the athletic stadium that we have, football, band, soccer, cheerleading, all those activities can be a center for the community to come and enjoy. The field house, I think our updated buildings. One of the things I'm really proud of is our early childhood center, where we were blessed by the community out in Hibbard to build a new Hibbard Elementary. We took the old Hibbard and repurposed it as our early childhood center, and we have 3-year-olds to kindergarten that are getting started in school from 3 to kindergarten. We have about 150 to 180 students. Half of those students are on individual education plans or IEPs. The other half are students that just want to get a jump start. And it's been a really successful program, and that's something that I'm proud of and wanted to make sure they had their own building. So,
yeah, that's definitely something to be proud of. In addition to, you said, the literacy, what are some other great strengths that you see that the district has?
One of the things we're focused on this year, and we've focused on it in the past, but we've made it something that is a constant talking point throughout the year, and that's kindness. Right? You don't have to have a 4.0 to be kind. You don't have to be failing a class to be kind. Kindness is something that we can do, and so we talk a lot about it. We have our elementary schools set those as a constant talking point, our junior high and high school. And we think just, the days have gone by when you hold the door for somebody, they walk out and say thank you. We don't see that much anymore. And so just being kind to those around us, it makes a difference, and it helps the education process. If students come to school, feel like they've got friends at school or feel like there's kind people, then they're able to be successful.
And looking forward to the future, what changes, whether good or bad, would you expect to see to the district, if any, and how do you plan to adapt?
I think change is always good. People are uncomfortable with change, but I think becoming more technology or technological savvy, I think is important, even though it's a hard balance between too much screen time and making sure our students are prepared for their world. And, we take that very seriously. So I think growth is something that we're going to continue to see in Rexburg. I think our secret here, that it's a great community and we've got great schools and just amazing people in the community, I think was a secret for a long time, but now it's out there.
Yeah, it's growing.
It is, and we're seeing people move here. So with that comes challenges. Public schools are funded by the taxpayer, and so anytime we have to build a building, we don't get enough money from the state to build a building, so we have to go out for bond, and that's always a challenge because it's hard to tax people. We've been very blessed here in Rexburg. Our school board's very visionary, and so they're thinking ahead. So, I would say growth is probably what I see as our biggest challenge. But it's also a blessing.
Yeah. There's a lot of good that can come from having more people, having a wider, pool of students. Yeah. Everybody can learn from each other. And last, are there any goals that you have continuing on as superintendent over the Madison District?
Yeah, I think several of our goals as a team district-wise is to continue focus on our kindness initiative, continue to have students have opportunities to be successful. And I think our number one goal is to be the school of choice. There's a lot of talk out there in the state and nationally about school choice. And our goal as the Madison School District is we want to be the school of choice in Madison County, meaning we do it in Rexburg. We do everything we can to make sure that when parents think about a choice for their child, they come to Madison School District. We have a lot of options between our regular school. We have an alternative school. We have an online school. We have our tech school where we have career technical education. So we have a lot of choices, and I'm proud of that.
That's great. Well, Superintendent Lords, thank you so much for your time and for coming in and talking with us about this.
Thank you. We appreciate our partnership with BYU-Idaho, and President Meredith and his staff have always been very supportive of what we do. So thank you.